at Chattanooga, and thank you for joining us. Sorry for the pillar in the middle of the room, but it's one of the reasons we're here is to look at facilities for what we do at UTC, especially for our outstanding programs like our nursing program, and how we can have a quality facility that goes with the quality of the program. And I will give a few remarks, and there are a couple of other people who will talk, but I want to thank you all for being here. And with the Kennedy family, Kennedy Foundation, it is a pleasure to be able to announce that we have an $8 million naming gift from the Kennedy Foundation to name the I want to make sure I get the name right, the Dorothy and Jim Kennedy Health Science Building, which will be the home of our School of Nursing. So, wow. And we're honored to have Jim Kennedy III here with us, Molly Kennedy, who is also an alum of UTC, as was her mother, Dorothy. And to have a building named after an alum. We have a college named after an alum. We now have a building, and Dorothy and Jim, who were so involved in this community. And when you look at what this building will mean to healthcare in our community, it will really help carry on the legacy of the Kennedy family of helping and caring for Chattanooga. This building will help UTC meet one of the most significant workforce needs in our region, the need for bachelor's prepared nurses, BSNs, which last fall, Dr. Chris Smith and I visited the 3 major healthcare systems, the CEOs in our region, and what we heard was, we need more nurses, we need more nurses. In response to that, we started an accelerated BSN program, which started this fall. And this nursing building will allow us to expand our classes by 67%, so that our undergraduate nursing program can expand and grow in size. The project has been a huge partnership with the UT system, the General Assembly, Governor, our campus, and our donors. And we've had many challenges along the way, and in every case, a key partner saw the value in what we needed to do and stepped up to help. The quality with the project was driven by the quality of our nursing program, and that's a testament to the faculty and staff and students of the nursing program. There would not have been a gift or support without all of you and what you do. Thank you for so many of the students, faculty, and staff from our nursing program being here today. We salute you because you're the ones responsible for this. Let's give everybody a round of applause. I also want to call out Dr. Chris Smith, who is the leader of this program. She has done a phenomenal job and been involved and engaged in every aspect of this project and really driving it. The support of Dean Rutledge also has been instrumental, and I thank them. But it is the excellence of the nursing program and the healthcare needs in our community. It is why we're here. When we were on the bubble for state funding, the General Assembly, and especially our local delegation, I'm really pleased that several of you could join us today. The delegation led by chairs of the House and Senate Budget Committee, Chairwoman Patsy Hazelwood, Chairman Bo Watson, they helped ensure this project stayed in the budget and was funded by the state. And thank you for what you've done. This would not be here otherwise. Now, most recently, we were challenged by inflation in construction costs, which led to a huge gap in funding available to what was required to make this project work. A number of people in our community stepped up, alumni, community members, local foundations. We were really pleased by the response. But I can tell you, 3 months ago, we were looking at how are we going to keep this project on track without a naming gift of $8 million. And, sometimes, you hear people say, well, it's darkest right before the dawn. It was feeling pretty dark. I look at Dr. Smith because she and I were certainly talking about this along with the rest of our team at UTC. And, I think a lot of hard fundamentals work from our development team, the advancement group, from the campus, really relying on the visibility of the great work and impact that the School of Nursing has in this community, inspired the Kennedys to consider this gift and for the foundation to step up. And we really thank you because now we see a path to the end of this, and we get to have the Kennedy name on this building, which will mean so much to us. So I want to thank everyone. The UT system, President Randy Boyd was instrumental here. But without the gift today that we're announcing, we wouldn't be looking at moving forward with the project at all. So thank you to the Kennedy family for the foundation. We really appreciate this. And you will make a difference in the lives of so many people in this community. The touch that each of you have by people you help, our faculty, the students that you will train, and the careers that our students have in this community. I mean, you can't know how your gift is going to be multiplied. So thank you so much. We really appreciate this. And I want to offer Wayne Peters the opportunity to make a few comments on behalf of the Kennedy Foundation. But let's give the Kennedy Foundation a round of applause. Wayne.
Thank you, Chancellor. Well, I was asked to comment on the Kennedy Foundation and its gift in support of this new UTC Health Sciences building. The Kennedy family organized or formed this foundation in 1986. Since its formation, the foundation has made gifts primarily to support education and health care. Some of the examples of gifts to support education are the gifts made to UTC for an endowed scholarship in poetry and an endowed professorship in poetry, among other gifts. The genesis of the interest in education and UTC harkens back to Dorothy's, Mrs. Kennedy, and her daughter Molly attending UTC together. And after their attendance, years later, Jim Kennedy Jr., the senior Jim Kennedy that helped form this foundation, attended UTC for 2 years at the age of 70 to study English literature and fine arts to add to his degree that he already held from Dartmouth. Turning to health care, the examples of gifts given to the Kennedy Foundation to support health care was their gift a recent gift to Children's Hospital for their outpatient center, and a recent gift to purchase a pediatric critical care transport unit, which literally is a PICU on wheels. The Kennedy family especially shares an appreciation for nursing professionals. It goes all the way back to when Jim Kennedy Jr. was a combat soldier in World War II. He was wounded while he was in France, he was wounded while he was in Germany, and he was nursed back to good health. And in addition to that, there's an interest in pediatric care because of the outstanding care and nursing that Molly received when she was born as a preemie. During one of my visits with Jim Jr., and Molly was there, she'll recall this, he shared a story about an event that had occurred 60 years earlier. He said little Molly, he had fed her, he put her up on his shoulder to burp her. He said, all of a sudden I realized something was wrong. He said, I called out to his wife, Dorothy, Dorothy, come here quick. And said Dorothy came in the room. She looked at Molly and said, let's go, Jim. And they jumped in the car, headed for the hospital. He said little Molly was turning blue. He said, as soon as we got to the hospital, Mrs. Brown and Mrs. Stubbs took over. And Molly was there, and he looked over at Molly. He smiled real big, in his 90s, by the way. He said, and everything turned out all right. Later, I said, Jim, who is Mrs. Stubbs and Mrs. Brown? Who are they? He said, oh, they were the two nurses that took care of Molly and nursed her back to good health. He remembered and appreciated what they had done for his family, and he remembered their names 60 years later. Well, with this interest in health care and education, when Jim III and his wife and Molly and Elizabeth, as the directors of the Kennedy Foundation, learned that they could make a gift that would help support education, and especially the education of nurses and other healthcare professionals. And they learned that they could do this in a manner that honored the memory of their parents. All three of them individually, enthusiastically said, let's do it. And we're here today because they believe this gift will help to make way for the nursing school to educate even more healthcare professionals to meet the healthcare needs of our community, and nurses whose service and care can make such a difference in people's lives that they too can be appreciated and remembered years later, just like Nurse Brown and Nurse Stuber. So last, I'd like to say how much I appreciate that the Kennedy family has allowed me to work with them and the outstanding team here at UTC in arranging this gift. I thank them for that opportunity, and even more so, I join with all of you in thanking them for this gift, which will, with the gifts and support and hard work of many others, will be a benefit to our educational and health community for years to come. I thank you, and go Mocs.
Wayne, you did a beautiful job. I can remember Molly, she's very young, and I can agree with everything Dad said. That's exactly the truth. Everything about it is true. The Kennedy Foundation was started by my father, Jim Kennedy Jr., in November of 1986, as Wayne says. He took his personal savings to provide the corpus for the foundation. He saw opportunities to participate in funding worthwhile causes throughout the Chattanooga area. The foundation was a perfect vehicle to do just that. UTC has been a part of our family for years. My mother Dorothy and my sister Molly completed their degrees at UTC, and my father took classes when he was in his 60s. He loved to learn and had a very close relationship with his UTC professors. Dad left his office several times a week to take arts and literature classes. And I remember that he would change out his suit into khakis and a golf shirt so he would not have to worry about being fit in with the rest of the students. In addition to myself, my two sisters, Molly and Elizabeth Kennedy Spratman, make up the board of the Kennedy Foundation. We voted unanimously to approve the funding from the foundation to contribute to the construction of the Dorothy and Jim Kennedy Health and Science Building. That's going to be a lot of, whoever answers the phone, yes. My father left his entire estate to the Kennedy Foundation and tasked us with giving to worthy causes in the Chattanooga area. And we knew that there was no better place to honor his wishes than giving to UTC. Thank you.
For those of you that don't know me, I'm Chris Smith, and I have the distinct pleasure of being the director of this fine establishment. I want to take just a second, and Kim, I apologize, it's not on the script, and I want everybody who's in first level to raise your hand. We have first level here, okay? Second level, oh, first level's back there. Second level students, third level students. There we go, third level students. These students have been in their pediatrics course this morning, and we're so happy to have them here. I want to thank the faculty and staff that have come here to support us, and I want to thank my colleagues. I look around the room and I see many of you from CHEPS, which is the College of Health Education and Professional Studies, who have come here to support us, as well as other people from the community. I cannot tell you how excited I am, along with my faculty and the students, to be standing here thanking the Kennedy Foundation for this transformational gift. This investment that you all are making in our School of Nursing will triple the size of our facility. And we will increase our enrollment significantly from the beginning students in our traditional program, our accelerated students, and all of our doctoral programs. For those of you who may not know, we don't have a master's level program anymore for our advanced practice nurses. It's all at the doctoral level because we see the value of that level of education. The new building that you can see here and then down the three placards down on the very far to my left, to my right, have 70% of that building is educational. 40% will be in simulation. It will be high fidelity simulation, virtual reality, augmented reality, and TEAL educational classrooms, which are technology enhanced classrooms. So the students, unfortunately, third level and up, you all won't have the opportunity to be part of that program, which is why I asked the first level if they were in here. They're actually in clinical. I think, Dr. Epperson, are they at Memorial or Park Ridge? Where are they? Both. They're at Memorial and Park Ridge this morning, doing their very first day of clinical. The very first time they had to knock on a door and walk in and say, my name is whatever, Chris Smith, I'm your student nurse today. You in the third level, do you remember that day when you had to go in for the very first time and you were shaking and quaking? Look at them back there. Even the upperclassmen are back there smiling and laughing. But they are there, and they, hopefully, Dr. Engel, if everything goes well, they'll have their fifth level in the new building, and we are so excited about this. We will have standardized patient exam rooms. Dr. Amber Roche, who is the director of our nurse practitioner program, has done phenomenal work with her faculty on using standardized patient actors. We have a suite just for her. We have a simulated OR. We have a home health room. We have a safe hospital where our students can engage in high stakes, low risk clinical thinking activity. And we are so excited to have all this, and it is because of the Kennedy Foundation. If you don't know, we are in the old Tepper Clinic, from those of us who are old enough to remember, and then it became Metropolitan Hospital. And long before Dr. Engel came along, Dr. Gwynn was here when we were up in Gary Center, and they said, we need to relocate the School of Nursing because they need more room. Let's put them in the hospital down at Metropolitan Building. And so I remember I've been in this building since 2001. A lot of the other faculty haven't. And my first teaching assignment was in an operating room with floor-to-ceiling tile, and that's not very conducive to people moving chairs around and teaching. So I, as one who have been on the far end of the spectrum, I'm so excited about the opportunities we have thanks to the generous gift from the Kennedy Foundation, and then those of you who will come along to support us as we move forward. So again, on behalf of the School of Nursing, my fabulous faculty and staff, and the unbelievably bright and talented students and future nurses, thank you so much.
Well, this is a glorious day, and I have the easiest job here to say thank you to so many people. Dr. Smith, thank you for delivering such a fantastic program to our community and to our students. You make us so proud. Thank you for being the #1 nursing program in the state. Thank you for our delegation for your support and your partnership. It takes all of us working together to make great things happen, and it's so wonderful to be able to lift UTC up today. And Jim and the Kennedy family, thank you so much for this transformational gift. What you mean for this campus, what you mean for this community, and what you are going to be doing to help us transform healthcare is just tremendous. And most of all, I know that your gift is going to help us inspire other transformational gifts too. So thank you. Thank you again to the Kennedy family. So we thank you all for being here for this very special announcement. I also want to thank the UC Foundation. We have several members here today that support our great work taking the super programs of UTC out to the community, and we're so excited. We can't wait to see you at our groundbreaking. So thank you.